Hello, YouTube, and welcome back. Just welcome if it's your first time here to the Easy Prepping channel with your old Uncle Carl here. First, a COVID update. I did have it, avoided it for over 3 years, but got to cough and tested positive. Took something called Paxlovid, which, comparing to relatives that have had COVID, that stuff was a miracle worker. I mean, to tell you, within about 3 days, I was back to feeling normal instead of being run over by a truck. And a week after testing positive the first time, I was testing negative. So I was able to get out and run some errands. And I thought one of my stops was right near the Dollar Tree store. And I got to thinking about people that need to prep on a budget and how everything at the Dollar Tree is, well, now it's $1.25. But I thought I went up and down every aisle and just picked up what I thought could go into your prepper bin if you're on a budget or maybe just getting started, or even if you haven't thought of these items, it's something to give some thought to. But I've picked up 17 items at Dollar Tree, and I've got them all here sitting next to me, and we're going to go through them. And first up here out of the bags, we're going to have paper cups. You don't want to be having to do dishes. You're going to want to use disposable in your SHTF, and therefore paper cups. First thing on the list. And to go along with those, we have paper plates. Once again, there are 40 plates for $1.25. And for those of you who've seen that commercial on TV, I don't watch much TV anymore, but there's a commercial out there that shows a person holding the paper plate and their stuff falls off of it, and then they advertise you got to spend more money to get their stronger paper plate. Well, I look at those commercials and think, learn how to hold a plate. Anyway, the cheap paper plates, 40 of them for $1.25. And then to go with our disposable eating, we have 52 plastic forks. There were other boxes there that had the knives and the spoons, but there's 52 forks for $1.25. There were also some packages there that had, a mixture of the spoons, knives, and forks. If you prefer that, you just don't get as many. And after our disposable paper products, I noticed they had on the shelf disposable razors. And I think it's only a week or two down the road with the weather coming on. Your old Uncle Carl starts being clean shaven through the warmer months. But for SHTF, disposable razors. And to go along with those, a small can shaving cream. Now, I picked this brand off the shelf at Dollar Tree specifically because years ago I had I think it was even a smaller can than this, of this Barbasol shaving cream. And it lasted for years. I just used it for traveling. It was so small. I put it in my toiletries kit when I traveled. I only traveled 2-3 times a year for a week or two at a time. But that thing went for years with keeping pressure in it, and the product was still good. It worked fine. And after that, we have aluminum foil. It was one of my prepper box videos a while back, prepper bins, that somebody recommended aluminum foil. And although I keep quite a bit of this on the shelf in the basement, Dollar Tree, $1.25, and it's 25 square feet, which is not a whole lot. But if you're on a budget, you want to be able to put some of this back in your prepper items, $1.25. And after that, we have a small container of dryer sheets, Bounce. Now, I already had a bunch of these in my laundry room here at the house, but I've heard and I've seen online that these will help repel mice. Tell you what, I will scatter a few of these around my basement. I'll stop doing the peppermint drops and I'll spread a few of these around, and in a future video, I'll let you know how well they worked out. And next up, we got a few items that Dollar Tree stocks. This is a 16 fluid ounce isopropyl alcohol. Anyway, 70%, which I think isn't bad for $1.25 compared to what I paid for that 91% at the CVS. Then to go along with that, as I've mentioned before, here's a 32-ounce hydrogen peroxide. I don't see it immediately here on the label. I'd have to look closer, but this is probably a 3%. I believe that's what they've had before when I've bought hydrogen peroxide at Dollar Tree. But once again, put in your prepper bin or on your shelf. Like somewhere down in the basement, I have a whole bin that's just liquid items. I've subdivided out that much already. And then, just to have extra of, I'd put some in your prepper bin, just so you've got some there put back. And that is just soap you use for shower or sometimes washing your hands. And then dishwashing soap. The other day I mentioned having Dawn, and I've got a few cases of it down there, but they didn't carry Dawn. They had this Ajax Ultra, which says also it cuts grease. And I got this 16 fluid ounce container for $1.25. So not a bad deal there. Another item I've mentioned in a previous video that the Dollar Tree has is these candles. Now this isn't as big around as ones I've had, just regular, well, I think they were Christmas decoration light candles. They were taller than this, bigger around, but these are encased in glass, which I think makes them quite a bit safer to use. And I don't see a burn time on this one, but I would imagine you get quite a few hours out of this. And next we have electrical tape. This goes kind of along with when I mentioned in another video that you should have duct tape, handyman's miracle tool. Anyway, electrical tape also has a lot of uses above and beyond electrical. $1.25 for 2 good sized rolls. And in previous video, I've mentioned the glow sticks that I have. You snap them and they glow. And I'm sure these aren't as long lasting. They're not as large. But for $1.25, there's 5 of them in here. And they're small, but I'm pretty sure they'll give you some light at least. You'll be able to see where you're going and not stub your toe on the furniture at night. And next, what you should have some of always, I've got it hanging on the pegboard down in the basement and at the man cave. Super glue. Get you a couple tubes of this. And here's 2 tubes of the super glue for $1.25. And then while I was there, I thought, I'm needing a new toothbrush. And I didn't want to dig into my prepper stockpile in the basement, so I went ahead and picked one up. Just use as an example here that you should have 1 or 2 of these unopened and in your prepper stuff so that you'll be able to take care of your teeth in an SHTF scenario. And it looks like last here, you may not think of this as a prepper item, but 2 plastic containers of toothpicks. These are the round ones. They're pretty sturdy, but I don't want to get things stuck in my teeth and it drives me nuts until I get it out. But I think these would be pretty good as your tiny kindling when you're just trying to get a fire started. Well, that was 17 items from, like I said, Dollar Tree. $1.25 each, came to $22.74 with Indiana sales tax, of course. And I got to give credit for the Dollar Tree idea of doing a prepper haul there to Alaska Granny. If you have not visited her channel, I'd highly recommend it. She's just a sweet lady that gives out some pretty good advice. So if you do go over there and visit with her, drop her a comment, tell her that it was Easy Prepping that sent you over, the old Uncle Carl here. And I'd like to ask if you have not already subscribed to the Easy Prepping channel here, please do so. If you found this video at all entertaining, educational, please give me that thumbs up. And I'd like to close with the old red green quote: if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Thank you for watching.